Hi friends, this is Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. So today we're on number 3 of my 12 days of Christmas cooking. I think this is kind of fun. I'm having fun with this. This one, what am I making? Oh, Blondies. Macadamia nut, white chocolate macadamia nut Blondies. Again, you can dress these up any way you want to, or just eat them right out of the pan, because I'm not a huge I'm not a huge white chocolate fan, but these are good. But I do get Ghirardelli because I'm not a fan of white chocolate, so I need something that's really the best. So I like that one. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm going to I'm going to mix my dry ingredients and put them aside. And this is only flour and baking soda. So I'm going to put those together, and then we're going to, we're just going to have so much fun on this one. It's not a lot of flour, but it's good. All right, and I am going to slightly whisk 2 eggs together, just a little bit. And then we are going to melt. Can you see that okay? Better or worse? 1 or 2? I do need to go have my eyes checked. All right, so this is going to take a minute to melt. I'm going to melt the butter and some white coating chocolate, like the chocolate nibs or bark or something like that. This is going to go in. This is going to take a minute, so let's just watch it. While we're waiting on that, I prepared my 8 by 8 inch glass pan. I just have glass. I mean, if you have metal, use metal. It doesn't matter. And I have it over the edge because then when it cools, I want to be able to just lift it up. Here's a tip for when you're making bars. You go to the trouble to get this overlay to make it easy to lift up. But when you lift it up on the sides, you've bowed it. You now have an arch, and it's probably going to crack. So when you lift it, you're going to pull it off to the sides, and then it will lift. So rather than picking up, you're just going to stretch it out, and then you can take it off. Don't you love clever? I love clever. And you're going to spray the sides. That won't touch the paper. Just because we want it to come out as easy as can be. So we'll fix that when we're ready for it. Also, while we're waiting for that to melt, I'm going to take in some sugar, and I'm going to mix those eggs in. I never use a fork. This feels so weird. Whatever, it works. Okay, once the chocolate is melted, this is going to go inside. This is a very quick recipe. I want them all to be somewhat easier for you guys, so that doesn't mean they have to be boring. Okay, so we got this going. We're going to put in the chocolate, and we're going to melt it. So I'm going to put it on low. It's not going to take long. I love playing with white chocolate. Does that count? Just not a fan of eating it. All right, so this is, we're done with the heat. But okay, so I have it off the heat because we're going to be putting eggs in, and I don't want to cook the eggs. So you really just need a soft heat. Can't even tell that you got much chocolate in there. I can smell it though. I can smell it. Oven's ready. Okay, you know what? I'm going to temper this just because I'm not looking to waste this. So tempering just means that you're bringing the two ingredients up to the same temperature. Just adding a little of the hot stuff at a time. I am going to splatter myself. All right, now this is going to go back in the big pot. And I can make a bit more of a mess. That's nice. That's very nice. I'm going to add a little bit of the vanilla. And I'm going to work in my flour mixture. Do you guys have more than one dog? Okay, so we have two dogs. Nala, the big girl, she's a big dog. She's been with us for 4 or 5 years, I think. And we just got Kobe, just a little pup. They do not get along. Let me go fix this. Okay, just because it's quiet now doesn't mean I did anything. They now know the look. You know, just like your kids did when you were little, the look. Yeah. But like kids, they ignore it real quick. Anyway, so what do you guys do for that? I mean, how do you handle it? All right, I'm going to put in the chips and the nuts and fold them in. My oven is ready. Man, this smells really good. If you want to add a few nuts on top, oh, they're calling me. Remember how I tell you my house is just a house? Many times I have to leave the kitchen. All right, so this is ready to be poured in. I don't really have to do anything. The weight of this Blondie is going to kind of take it down. I'm just going to pour it in. Let me see. Can you see it okay? And just get it to the edges. This is going to go in a 350 oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. Or just like a brownie, until the center is done. I think I want to put a few chips on there. Remember, they're going to be cut up, so you kind of have to make it as even as possible. That's fine. All right, into the oven it goes. Okay, I took them out of the oven. You guys, this smell of this, it smells like Christmas. I know, right? It doesn't have the usual, but it smells like Christmas. It is absolutely heaven. So take a look at it. Like any other good brownie or blondie, it's going to rise up and get puffy, and then it's going to chill out and relax and kind of flatten out. That's what you're looking for. But take a look. Yum, yum, yum. It's a really good brown. Maybe a little darker. I got called away. That's life. It just happens. But I'm not complaining. It's beautiful. So I'm going to let this cool absolutely, completely. And then I'm going to show you a trick on how to cut it to get perfect, beautiful edges. Okay, so this is still warm, but obviously not terribly hot. So I'm going to take a spatula and separate so that it should come out now. Now, this is part of what I'm saying. You're going to take this and pull out. There you go. It's pretty. Okay, so before I cut it, now, I told you I was going to show you a fantastic trick on how to get absolutely perfectly clean cut brownies and blondies. But then I remembered this is for a cookie bake, and you're probably not going to have an hour to stick this in the refrigerator, which is, by the way, what you do. Stick this in the freezer for about 45 minutes to an hour. It's not going to get like rock hard, but it's going to get firm, and it'll really just hold its shape while you cut. But first, we're going to dress it up. Okay, so I've got some Ghirardelli chocolate nibs. I'm just going to melt them. Probably like every 30 seconds. I know they say only do 10, but I do 30. Mix them, stop, and then really, really mix them in between, because that's what's going to start breaking them up and help incorporate the melting process. And so let me go do that. Okay, so that took, it didn't even take a minute. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at running, okay? Now, there's a bunch of different ways to do this. You can put it in a pastry bag and just kind of zigzag it. I'm just going to take a fork and do kind of like a lazy drizzle over it. Starting off at the edge of the paper and then just going over. So that looks kind of neat. And you got like a variety of string sizes. Some are thick, some are thin. Go as thick or heavy as you want on this. I'm going to stop there. Now, I am going to let this kind of harden. So in about 15 minutes, I'm going to come and start cleaning it up and then cutting it up. Okay, so I put this in the refrigerator for, I don't know, about 10 minutes or so. The chocolate's hard. It's nice. This is entirely up to you if you want to keep the edges or not. They're pretty. They're pretty, so you certainly could. But if you decided that you didn't want to, then just trim them and cut from there. I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep them. I think it's part of the character, part of the charm, right? Plus, people like edges. So let's see. You can cut them into long bars. You can cut them into squares. You can cut them into triangles. You can cut them into anything. Let's just, I don't know. I'm just gonna play. And like I said, when it's frozen, it's so much easier to get a nice clean cut. And that's my knife. This is what I like to use when I use bars. Let me just try to figure out how I want to do this. So with cookie swaps, large isn't necessarily what you're looking for, because you want them all somewhat the same size. So you don't want these too big. It's beautiful. Okay, I just wanted to look inside. This one I'm going to trim the edge just because I eyeballed wrong. But what a nice treat is that. All right. I'm just going to do squares, or just because they're easier. Okay, that's really pretty. And it's a really good size. See how moist that is? Ooh, yum. Those are nice. So you know this is when the real test kicks in. Oh. Want some? It's so buttery. That's the first thing I taste is the butter. The nuts, the white chocolate, I don't hate it. Okay guys, what do you think? Will you make them? They're easy, they're really easy. They're really fun. They're kind of special, make you feel like you know what you're doing, right? We all need those. Okay, my friends, until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.